Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain. We all have sorrow. At DISD, we are working for a brighter tomorrow. We will use these strategies from BCLE to start responding to our main issue, bilingual ed. That's what we're wanting. We will start calling others to lend us a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. We all have the same problem, so they'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. When we all first meet, there'll be gracious space. We'll all share our stories. We'll start paving the road for a summer workload. And we'll start responding, 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 responding.
And the unity and some of the key points that we have learned throughout this the lessons learned throughout this process. And so what we're going to do is we're going to sing one phrase of the song De Colores Ese Eres, and then we're going to sing the original song that we wrote using some of the key words that will now be explained by Neha. They're in Spanish, she's going to tell you in English.
Yes. I'm just going to point out a few key words that kind of guided us as we were talking about the key lessons that we learned and just helped us make this our version of the song. So in the first verse here we have desarrollo, which means the self-development. And we had a really good conversation about this idea of empowerment. And Martha was just talking about how at Lupe we don't empower people, right? Because people already have the power. And we invest in that power, we invest in that self-development to create change. In the second sentence we have respeto, and that's a big value at Lupe. We really respect where everybody is coming from, who they are as individuals, and we're trying to meet people where they're at in the work. And also in the second and the third sentence, you'll notice the word pueblo, which can sometimes mean town, but we actually use it as in community that we build here. And in the third one, you'll find lucha. Lucha is a struggle. So the struggle is really what we see every day, right? There's no change without the struggle that we have every day, and that kind of is our continuing process to keep going and keep moving. So.
And now.
And one more thing.
Like this? I shouldn't have the microphone, I have a better voice. La de la voz. Araceli. And it's called De Colores. Ayúdanos, Araceli, porque necesitamos una voz.
De colores, first de colores. First the colors
Okay, we're going to sing De Colores.
De colores se visten los campos en la primavera. De colores son los pajaritos que vienen de afuera. De
So I'm briefly going to tell you what this picture represents. In Hawaii, my ancestors, my kupuna, developed a way to farm fish thousands of years ago, and these places still exist. And we thought to use this, the notion of a fish pond, a loko'i'a. That's this down here, as a metaphor for the work that we have ahead of us. And so it's not just a metaphor, but it is these areas serve ecology, they serve natural systems, and what this image desperately is trying to show is you have your mountain ranges, you have water that trickles down through neighborhoods, through farms. Fresh water interacts with salt water. Fish are enclosed in an area, and if you can see down here, there's little gates. And basically the purpose here is for little fish to pass through a gate, but the hole in the gate is very small, so only baby fish can come in. Those baby fish come into the fish pond if they are well cared for, but they learn to survive among many fish, all kinds of fish that get along. And when the fish get fatter and fatter, then they're ready for our people, so that we can ho'oulu and continue and multiply, continue to multiply. And that's what my kupuna did. And so that's the metaphor that we're using here. Key ideas are that we need fresh water, you need good inputs into the system in order for it to thrive well, and in order for the fish to not work, but to live and to have healthy lives. You need the outside larger ocean in order to have the little, they're called pua, the baby fish, to come into the pond.
As we've explained before, aloha, there's three groups basically here. There's the University of Hawaii at Manoa, specifically the School of Hawaiian Knowledge, and Dr. Minette Benham is our dean. And there's also Sea Rider Productions, which is a high school group. Are you guys a nonprofit?
No.
Not yet, or not, but that supports students in high school through media. That's their medium of learning. And then there's Ma'o Organic Farms, Kukui, and they support students through the AINA, through farming and making food and using that as their model for learning. And so those are the three partners that are here today. Our focus, our topic that we looked at, our issue was how do we get these kids, and they are from the same community, how do we get these kids from the rural community, one of the rural communities on Oahu, to the university, which by our standards is actually very far away. Even though we're on a small island, geographically it's far away, but it's also culturally very far away. The values are very different, and so how do we bridge that gap? Right now, the way it works is they're basically on their own. They might get some counseling in high school from their college counselor, who probably services, 300-400 students. And they're mostly first-generation students, so their parents aren't helping them. They can't, they don't know how. And they get to college, maybe, hopefully, some of them get to college. And if they get there, they don't know where to find people that look like them, that talk like them, that look like them, that are like them at all in any way, have any of the same values. Except maybe for in two programs, Hawaiian Language and Hawaiian Studies. Auntie Leah teaches in Hawaiian Studies, and Kumu Kikeha teaches in Hawaiian Language. So these are some of the people that are helping them. But not all of our kids necessarily want to go into Hawaiian Language or Hawaiian Studies. They want that maybe as a foundation and already have that because of these two people. But where else can they go? How else do they survive? How else do they thrive in the majors and the programs that they want to be in? Because there are very few Hawaiians in any place other than Hawaiian Language and Hawaiian Studies. And so a lot of them drop out, a lot of them just wander. They end up in programs like Hawaiian Language and Hawaiian Studies because that's where they feel really comfortable and they feel accepted and they feel like they can make a connection. But maybe that wasn't their first choice. Maybe they want to be an engineer. or they wanted to go pre-med. We have very few Native Hawaiians in the STEM field. Maybe they wanted to go into journalism, but there's no Hawaiians in journalism, and they want to tell their stories, but they don't want to tell their stories in that department because they're crazy. And I mean, and that's the reality of what the kids, come and tell us.
So as many of you have worked with me, you're not surprised at all. Let me give you an example of how this might happen all around the digital media theme. What would happen is that our Hawaiian studies and our Hawaiian language professors would work with high school instructors around the medium of digital storytelling, around issues that are important for their students out in the Waianae Coast. So what we do is that we become this fish pond as a family, all connected. So when these young fish come to us at the university, they know us, and we know them. And we've surrounded them, and we've embraced them. That's one example. Another example is that Punihe is working on her doctoral degree. So here she is with a dissertation topic, and all along the way, she's feeding data. She's learning, she's growing, and she's feeding back, and she becomes a model to all these fishes in the sea, that they can do the same thing as her. Another example is that we have outreach. We have people from the university, from our school, here in the community, training cohorts of students, juniors and seniors, who are graduating from our bachelor's program, master's students, going into this community, and they're showing that they can do it, you can do it as well. Those are concrete examples of how we will disrupt, and I, as the dean, am committed to help fund this. I'm kind of speechless right now. I do want to express my deep gratitude to Llano Grande, and in particular my dear friends Miguel and Francisco. I'm sorry, I don't mean to tear up or anything. Since 2002, our journey has been extremely deep and rich, and you've fed my soul. I hope that I have reciprocated in some way, and I know that we will continue to have this connection between South Texas and Hawaii, and I'm so happy that our friends from the Waianae Coast had an opportunity to come here and meet you and really feel the life and the spirit of your place. Hawaii has a knowledge system that is so rich and so full of vibrant life. And it's all captured in our Olelo no Ia right here. This is our ontology. This is the way that we be in the world. This is what we're relearning. And we would like to present to the Llano Grande House, Delia, where are you? We would like to present to the Llano Grande House this gift for your library of the ontology that grounds our spirit and connects us with you. So mahalo.